one idea. So I know, delivery photos are always big, but there's so much information that you can post to your social networks that can get traction, get engagement. So you can, like, number one, post about other enthusiastic employees, and it could be other salespeople. It could be service technicians, anybody that's happy to be at work and loves their job. You could parts department, or a quick story about the detail crew, and you can make a quick reel about it or post it to your story.
Posting, if you're talking about social media, posting, my dealership has a program called Hope for a Ride, where we, do things for the community. Posting about positive things that are being done at your dealership or positive acts by other employees at your dealership just sends a positive message, not only about yourself, but about the place you work. Nobody wants to, and this is an electronic format, like nobody wants to go into a restaurant that has no cars parked out front. If there's nobody there, there's something wrong. It's the same thing with your social presence. Nobody wants to go and purchase from somebody that's not happy at work, or doesn't like the environment he works in, or doesn't have anything positive to say. I would just say, it's very important, not only for your personal brand, but building up the dealership's brand around you, that it's the right place to be.
Absolutely. And people, can be overwhelmed. Like, your customer base can be a little overwhelmed by the dealership experience. So by showing them, other aspects of the dealership, just helps them see behind the scenes of what is making this business turn every day. And kind of like what Paul was saying, like, anybody that's enthusiastic, that, you could share a little backstory on, somebody in parts that's been there for 15 years. Maybe do a quick explanation on why that employee's been there for 15 years, why he loves that dealership so much.
Yeah, this brings back memories. One time, we had a whole coaching thing at the Kia store at Paul, your store, about how can we make the dealership more fun. And you ended up getting a whole a masseuse. With the masseuse thing came in, and the salespeople and customers, everyone was getting massages. You made a little video, posted it on Facebook. I remember how crazy it went, how much engagement it got. And I was visiting a store a couple months ago where they had a picture of a salesperson in the rain. They had posted online because a customer was out in pouring down rain down in Louisiana. It was like a monsoon, and he changed a customer's flat tire in the rain. And it wasn't even somebody had sold a car to. And that post went crazy viral. So yeah, I think, like Connor's saying, make content around some of the day-to-day stuff that people don't normally see. And people find the car business interesting. So you'll get some great engagement on those posts.
Absolutely. And to the delivery photo post, absolutely be posting those delivery photos. But when you do it, you want to mention why the customer chose you. And that's where the type form that everybody's been set up with comes into play. That allows us to get the backstory, as long as you submit a little bit of information as to what challenges you help that customer overcome. And then why they chose you, and what you were able to do for them, and get them in and out of the dealership, and driving down the road. That backstory, that paints a picture to your network. Like, okay, so if I have credit issues, I can go see Joe Smith down the road, and that guy knows how to get it done.
In that regard, can I just please caution that words and phrases are very, very important. If you have shit credit, if you have bad credit, that's a very negative, talking about the same subject and saying, if your credit is less than perfect, if you need a little help because of your prior credit, words and phrases in print and or verbiage that you're speaking is very, very important. Remember, what you publish is published. I know you can delete it, but it took me a few mistypings and whatever to realize, read it before you send it, know what you're going to say before you say it. So remember, this is advertising, this is marketing, and there's got to be a lot of thought into what it is. Keep it fun, keep it light, doesn't need to be scripted, but it's very important that words and phrases are properly used.
And to that point, it's like businesses pay thousands of dollars a month for their own graphics people, their own marketing agents to create the proper verbiage for these posts that will drive the brand and the impact, like Jessica was mentioning earlier. So you guys have that with this tier 4 marketing crew. So when you fill out that link, that content collection link, you're getting graphics, you're getting the verbiage, you're getting the right hashtags. And then all you got to do is push it with so don't try to stay in your lane, be a sales professional, let the marketing people do the marketing, set it up right for you, but give these guys the chance to give you those beautiful graphics and the right verbiage. It'll protect you from potential, negative impacts. It'll help you protect your brand, and you'll get better results from your marketing.
Absolutely. That's well said. And okay, so let's say you don't have a car sold this week. Maybe you're on a bit of a dry spell. You still need to be posting and engaging with social media. So one idea is you could create, reels or stories about car buying information. So, answering frequently asked questions about financing, whether paying cash or financing is better, pros and cons of each. Best practices for trading in their car, do's and don'ts. Or whether they should trade it in or sell it privately. Answer these questions that, as Sean mentioned, people are curious about the car industry and they're kind of unsure of how to navigate it. So by being transparent and upfront with everybody on, these short videos, it can go a long way. And go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, remember what social media marketing is. You're trying to connect to a network, a community of like-minded men and women. So, for example, if you are bilingual, Hispanic, whatever nationality, that is a perfect opportunity to network within that community, and then you make it again relevant to that community. When you talked about assisting somebody with a lower credit score, the subprime market is a huge market, and if you are very good at it, Sean knows we have a salesman here that's just built his whole brand on helping people with lower credit scores and effectively doing it, but took the time to really learn it, not just he got Bobby approved with a low credit score. So the fact is, you have a uniqueness, and that uniqueness is your friends and neighbors and your community that you already are a part of. But so be authentic to your community, but realize as you expand your community, you have to be likable to others. But really, the point of connecting to a group that you are a part of, whether your brother is in the military, your family's a military family, think about everybody wants to buy from somebody they know or like or have a connection with. And if you go down the line, we actually many years ago had a program, Women Selling Cars to Women. What is the most, what is the largest networking community in the world? Women. That was the premise behind it. So everyone wants to buy from somebody that they have a like interest in. Social media just allows you to broadcast your like interest.
Yep, absolutely. That's well said as well. And on top of all that, you want to keep track of dealer specials and dealer events, special events, like we just mentioned before, like Paul with the masseuse, massaging the customers and the salespeople. You want to be posting that.
That was my son, by the way. That was my son, and I told him he had to stop when they were going down to the toga outfits. I said, "Look, you're in the middle of the showroom. Everyone's got to keep their clothes on." So that was a very special short-term event.
But I know, Paul, you do a lot of giveaways and a lot of giving back to the community. And that's a perfect opportunity for your salespeople to be posting that on these stories and reels and Facebook videos. That's how you can get a lot of traction and engagement from your social media network.
That's a great point, right? If you're doing a Hope for a Ride, and if every salesperson manager takes a picture of it and posts it out, the reach just multiplies exponentially.
Well, even think about topics like my daughter's in a softball league. She's going to the softball championship. People want, you're human. That's what they want to see things about. it doesn't have to be just about cars. You're going to have someone connect as, oh, my daughter, was in the softball league, or I'm using that as just an example. Somebody did pop in my head, but those are the things that you want to post. It's not just about, the delivery. That's part of it, but the rest of it is the human element that you want to convey to your friends. And what you do outside of the dealership, sometimes has a very positive effect. But again, the same thing. You got to be in something that a significant portion of your community would look in a positive light. Make sure whatever you're posting outside of your business life, everybody would see positively.
Mm-hmm. And we always encourage everyone, we don't want to take your freedom away on social media, but if you want to have a personal account and talk about what you believe in, or things that are personal to you and your family life that, you want to discuss with your friends and family, but not on your professional account, have a personal account, just keep it private. That way, if they look up Audra Stewart, they don't find, her account that she talks to her family with and, any of her political beliefs, but they'll find her Queen of Cars account that talks about her car sales, and that's what's public, that anyone can search for that. But the other things are for her close circle.
That's a good point.
Yep.
Very good point.
And just one last idea that you can post to social media is screenshots or stories of, positive reviews, 5-star reviews, reviews from your repeat customers, from your new customers, just explaining, again, that backstory as to why that customer came to see you. Which I'm sure they'll, that's typically how they leave their reviews, is addressing how you helped them get into the new car. You can post those to, Instagram and Facebook, just building that relationship with your network and showing them why you are their friend in the car business.
Hey, can I ask you a question? How much posting is too much and how much is just enough?
Just enough, in my opinion, is probably 3 to 5 times a week and 1 to 2 stories a day. That's top performing Instagram, TikTok accounts. That's how consistently they post. More realistically, for someone just starting out their account, I usually say post 2-3 times a week and do your best to post a story every day or every other day.
Yep, I would agree with that. So the last thing I wanted to mention was a quote that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together. And I feel like that perfectly pertains to the Tier 4 network and what we're trying to help everybody with. That's what these webinars are all about. We're here to give you the technology and the training that you need to build an engaged, active community on social media. We have
That's
the
right.
profession. Go ahead.
No, keep going. It is a team. I love what you're saying.
Yep. So yeah, with the, the ongoing training, the streamlined social media posts, the personal touch points, with Jess and Chaz, working with everybody, the consistent branding, that's something we're trying to help everybody build, is just consistent branding across all their social media platforms, as well as the content, and all the, the ongoing training.